The Mongolian steppe had taught Temujin one thing above all. Trust was a currency spent too easily and betrayed too often. Yet, for a brief moment, he believed in the power of friendship, of loyalty. That belief would cost him dearly, and shape him into the ruthless warlord the world would come to fear. Among the warriors Temujin gathered was a young man named Jamukha, charismatic, ambitious, and as fierce in battle as he was in loyalty. The two were more than allies. They were Anda, a sacred Mongol bond of sworn brotherhood, sealed in blood. Together, they vowed to reshape the steppe, to unite the scattered Mongol tribes into one unstoppable force. But power is an intoxicating poison, and soon their brotherhood would be tested. As their influence grew, so did their differences. Temujin saw a future where leaders ruled by merit, not birthright, where even the lowest-born warrior could rise through loyalty and skill. Jamukha, on the other hand, believed in the old ways, where nobility was a birthright and tradition was unshakable. Their visions clashed, and what began as a silent rivalry erupted into war. Mongol warriors chose sides, some flocking to Temujin's banner of equality, others standing with Jamukha and the noble elite. The steppes became a battlefield. In a war unlike any the Mongols had seen, Temujin's forces, hardened by survival and guided by his brutal efficiency, fought against Jamukha's well-established aristocratic army. Temujin's tactics were unorthodox: feigned retreats, sudden ambushes, and psychological warfare. At first, Temujin was victorious. His warriors, drawn from the outcasts of Mongol society, fought like men with nothing to lose. Jamukha's forces crumbled, and many of his warriors defected to Temujin's side. But Jamukha was not finished. Biding his time, he struck back with a ruthless counterattack, capturing thousands of Temujin's warriors. What happened next would etch Jamukha's name in Mongol history, not as a great Khan, but as a monster. Instead of simply killing the captured warriors, Jamukha executed them in a way that would haunt the steppes for generations. He did not impale them, nor did he set them ablaze. Instead, he chose a punishment so grotesque that even Mongol warlords recoiled in horror. He boiled 5,000 of them alive. Temujin, hearing of this massacre, did not mourn. He did not break. Instead, something inside him hardened. Mercy, he realized, was a weakness. Trust? A fool's illusion. The birth of the Khan's vengeance. Temujin retreated, but he did not disappear. He gathered new warriors, forged stronger alliances, and prepared for a second war. This time, he would not simply defeat Jamukha. He would erase the very idea of him. The next time they met in battle, Temujin crushed Jamukha's army, forcing him to flee like a hunted animal. But the steppes have no hiding places for the fallen. Jamukha's own men, sensing the inevitable, betrayed him and delivered him in chains to Temujin. This was the moment of ultimate revenge. Temujin had every reason to make Jamukha suffer, to repay the boiling blood of his warriors with agony. But instead, he offered him a choice: swear loyalty or die. Jamukha, defiant to the end, refused to bow, and so, in an act of calculated mercy, Temujin granted him an honorable death, swift, without pain. But the lesson remained. Trust was dead. Betrayal was inevitable. And mercy? It had no place in the heart of a Khan. Temujin was no longer just a leader of outcasts. He was the sole master of the Mongol steppes. The time for petty tribal warfare was over. The time for conquest had begun.